That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am back and I am definitely in the building. If it's your first time tuning in, do me a favor. Go ahead on and hit that like button. Go and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell all the way to the top. Also, to do me a favor, go ahead and share the broadcast. Let everybody know that I'm here. Now, you're following me right now on the TikTok side, but you don't want to be on the TikTok side looking at me. You want to be in front of the chats, the action, along with the other guests. You can join me on Joel Davis Media Network. I repeat, Joel Davis Media Network. Now, without further ado, ladies and gents and ladies, we're going to jump into another episode of what's going on in the American sector today. And it is a lot to unpack. And the first thing that we have to really unpack and talk about is the speech today from Miss Marjorie Greene. Now, I'm going to do a breakdown of the speech because I want to make sure that everybody sees it from her perspective of what she had to say. And I liked her speech. It was fiery, it was filled with brimstone. And we need that type of energy coming from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, I know TikTok side, you probably won't hear the speech, but you can always go on, like I said, Joel Davis Media Network on YouTube and hear the speech. Now, it's a long speech. I'm not going to go through the whole thing of it, but I am going to read some of the stuff that she had to say about what's been going on here with what she's been having to deal with. So let me go ahead and pull this up with y'all right here. And I am going to start with what she has to say. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia said she feels free after the House booted her from her 2 committee assignments, saying her conservative voice wouldn't have been heard anyway under Democrats' tyrannically controlled government, which is true. We already had talked about this. Right now, we are working from a standpoint where the radical left is running the government. And if you're not with them or you're not a rhinocrat, and in some cases, that is not even enough. If you're not all the way left, they don't want to hear it. I feel free, Greene told reporters outside the Capitol Friday, because you know what's happening on these committees. We are basically a tyranny controlled government right now. I'm fine with being kicked off my committees because it's a waste of my time, Greene continued. So now I have a lot of free time on my hands. The House Thursday took the unprecedented step of removing Greene from her 2 committee assignments for espousing violence and conspiracy theories on social media before she was elected to Congress in November. Hey, what's going on, Skip? What's up, Skip? Right? What up, man? I want y'all to hear this. This is before she was elected in November. So imagine people kicking you off of your job as a freshman member of Congress over something you said that was blatantly not disrespectful, not hurting any kids, anything like that, not being to the point of putting lives in danger. It's before you got elected in your post. To me, that speaks volumes of where we at. And especially it's not being your party. This is coming from an opposite party of the aisle that you're representing. This is coming from the radical left. All right, thanks, Skip. I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love. The 230 to 199 vote was bipartisan, with 11 Republicans joining all Democrats to oust Green from the Committee on Education and Labor and the House Budget Committee. House Republicans appointed Green to both panels last month after the freshman representative was sworn into Congress. Now, Green expressed relief at the opportunity Thursday to deliver a floor speech where she said she regretted her past comments in support of the Q9 and conspiracy theories. I got to say what I've done, what I had done wrong, and you know about freeing, that is, I'm not kidding, Green said Thursday. I seriously feel blessed by God because I got to do it in a world stage. I got to say I said the things wrong and I believe things that were wrong. About 5, sure. Yeah, I'll be on for a while, Skip. No worries. And this is what's going on here, guys. That's why she's not upset. She's not distracted. She's not even remotely, you know, how can I put this? She's not even remotely surprised. She knew that this was coming. And because she knew that this was coming, she's like, you know what? Y'all want to strip me on my committees? Fine. You want to strip me from my duties? Okay. It's not going to be the first or the last time that y'all going to hurt me, because now you really giving me the time I need to focus on issues that my district needs me to address. So that's how she's looking at it, as a positive spill. And I'm thankful that Marjorie Taylor Greene looked at it that way, because their point was to try to humiliate her to the point to walk away. And she's not doing it. Okay. I got to give me 1 second, guys. I got to cut this air on for my wife. Okay. Because it is getting a little stuffy here. It's a little warm in Georgia tonight. I don't know what's going on. It's getting a little warmer. Even though it's colder outside, it's warmer in our house. Now, Green, who represents Red Northwest Georgia, acknowledged that losing a seat on the budget and education committees means the House stripped my district of their voice. But Green said she's continued to fight for pro-Trump policies in Congress and have more time to spread the American First message across the country. Republican voters support him. Still, Green said of Trump, the party is still his. It doesn't belong to anyone. Make sure I was right. It doesn't belong to anybody else. And she's right. And that's the reason why they don't want her involved in Washington, because Marjorie Taylor Greene represents the epitome of everything President Trump stood for. And the radical left and the rhinocrats don't want that. They don't want anything that's a reminder of President J. Trump. And the reason being, is because Donald J. Trump made them do everything the right way. He made everybody realize that you have to be transparent when it comes to politics. You can't say a bunch of lies and then go behind your back and do different than what you promised or said. And now, since they got that type of behavior, that type of atmosphere out of Washington, they want to keep it that way. They can put their grubby hands on things and nobody say anything but look the other way. And that is exactly why they're going to try to do everything they can to make an example out of Marjorie T. Greene. And they're going to also do the same thing, possibly to try to go after any other Republican that has supported the American First Way based upon President Trump's era. And we're going to see a lot of this. And that's just straight facts. I mean, if people think I'm lying, let me know now. I really think that that's what we're going to be looking at. If this is your first time tuning in, go and please let's share. Let's share it. I need to get more people in the building. I'm trying to aim at tonight to have 10 people on each side. So let's try to get 10 people, 10 views at one time. I know we can pull this off. I know everybody want to know what's going on. Now, Greene sparred with reporters at the news conference when pressed as to why she didn't apologize specifically for endorsing violence against the Democratic leaders. She declined to specifically address those posts, and to one point told a CNN reporter, "I want to know, have you apologized for Russian collusion conspiracy lies?" And she did right. I remember seeing that on the press conference. It's CNN. That's what they do. CNN wants you to say you sorry, turn around, say you didn't mean it, make you say you sorry again for humiliation only. That's why CNN is down 44%, because they suck. They don't know how to tell news. Only thing they know what to do is ride on the liberal train. And when that is not enough, talk about how bad Orange Man is. And now since Orange Man is about to go on about his life into the sunset, they don't know what to do with themselves. That's why they're grasping for straws. You know, nobody wants to see Don Lemon. Nobody wants to see Jake Tabor. Who else? The other guy, Chris Cuomo. Nobody don't want to see his crazy, retarded acting ass. Nobody don't want to see that. They don't have nothing appealing over there. That's why I hope and wish that Trump just buys them out and fire them all. Since there's so much of talent, let's see where they'll land at. Because Fox News don't want them. They couldn't cut it over there. And nobody else, One American News anywhere else, don't want them. So they have no other choice. Now, Greene said neither she nor Trump are responsible for the violent attack at the Capitol on January 6th and blasted upcoming impeachment trial as a circus. The responsibility falls squarely on those that invaded the Capitol, Greene said. Greene has been boastful on social media about raising tens of thousands of dollars over the committee controversy this past week and mocked Democrats for giving her more time to campaign. I woke up early this morning literally laughing, thinking about what a bunch of morons. The Democrats plus 11 are for giving someone like me free time, Greene tweeted the day after she was stripped from power. In this Democrat tyranny government, conservative Republicans have no say on committees anyway. Oh, this is going to be fun. Democrats said they were forced to take action against Greene to uphold the standards of D.C. in Congress because Republicans refused to penalize Greene for a history of incendiary remarks. Serving on a committee isn't a right, it's a privilege. When someone encourages violence against a member, they should lose that privilege, says Representative Jim McGovern of Massachusetts, the chairman of the House Rules Committee. See, to me, like I said before, she posed a threat, and that's why they got rid of her from the committees. This wasn't about no what she did beforehand. That was an excuse. They couldn't get her for anything while she was there, while she just started. So what do? You dig up some shit that don't even make no sense from somebody's past, and you try to run with it. And that's what the Democrats did, and they got her off the committees. But them doing that is going to backfire, because what they're doing is now alienating themselves when it comes to the House, because America is watching. See, that's the thing the Democratic Party don't understand. People watch everything you do, and everything you do, people make a mental note of it. And when it's time to pay the piper, you're going to pay it. And that's what usually happens in life. And people don't understand that karma makes a note too. And whatever you do when it's karma's going to do the same thing right back to you. So you got to use some common sense. You can't continue to keep doing the same bullshit and thinking that everything's going to be just fine. It don't work that way. So shout out to Marjorie Greene for keeping positive. I think she's going to be fine. She's going to be okay. I'm quite sure that this will not be the last, that they'll try to find something to get her out the way, because she's not afraid. So we're going to move further along to the next topic here and talk about old Joe won't deal. So we've been talking about this stimulus package. I'm going to give you an update, a little rundown of where we at now. So Joe has been touting, along with the Democrats, about the $1.9 trillion relief package. Okay. So this package is supposed to be about making sure that we as Americans are supposed to get $1,400 in our stimulus package based upon how much we make a year, which there was lies on that, was supposed to be supposed to be a solid 2,000. Let's see what else they were saying. They were saying that we were supposed to get everybody supposed to get a $15 an hour minimum, federal minimum wage, which a lot of people are freaking the fuck out, because $15 an hour on a minimum wage, especially during a pandemic right now, would cause a lot of grief on small businesses and a few other things. But Biden met with everybody, met with more of his both sides of the aisle, trying to give him a plan where the $15 an hour was not going to be included. And he said, fuck you. This is what he wants to do. And he makes his case for his $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief plan, and calls bypassing Republicans an easy choice. Hey, what's going on, Dana? What's going on with you? Thank you for joining the broadcast, homie. That's right. We working. It's crazy when your employees, when you and your coworkers join your broadcast. Hey, man, you can also join me, Dana, on Joel Davis Media Network. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you piling in. All right, so let's break this shit down about what my man's saying, right? So President Biden on Friday made the case for Congress to quickly pass his nearly $2 trillion corona relief package, even if it means abandoning Republican support, warning of an economy that is still in the grips of the pandemic. Now, it is clear our economy is still in trouble, Biden said during remarks at the White House. I know some in Congress think we already done enough to deal with the crisis in the country. Others think that things are getting better and we can afford to sit back and either do a little or do nothing at all. That's not what I see. I see enormous pain in this country. A lot of folks out of work and a lot of folks going hungry. Yeah, Biden, a lot of people are out of work because you closed the Keystone Pipeline, buddy. You know, when you close down a pipeline, people get laid off. You also shut down construction on a wall people been working on for 3 years. So, yeah, I'm quite sure 90,000 plus people are pretty pissed off with you, my friend. But you know, just my opinion. What the hell do I know? Now, Biden comments came as the Labor Department reported that employment rose by just 49,000 last month, a lackluster start to the new year as COVID-19 and restrictions implemented to curb its spread continue to weigh on businesses. The unemployment rate edged it down to 6.3%, which is still high. The total in the U.S. has recovered roughly half of the 22 million jobs lost during the first 2 months of the pandemic. There are still about 9.9 million more Americans out of work than they were in February before the crisis began, the report shows. The broader economic recovery has also spurred in recent months. Unemployment claims and proxy for layoffs has remained at about 4 times their pre-crisis level. Consumer spending fell as Americans stayed home, and those who ventured out and limited options GDP, the broadest measure of goods and services, grew just 1% in the final 3 months of the year, compared with an increase of 7.48% between the second and third quarters. Democrats are moving to fast track Biden's pandemic relief plan, with the Senate approving a budget resolution. See, guys, here's the thing I got a problem with this relief plan, right? In this package, they're telling us that raising the minimum wage is going to make it a whole lot easier for us. It's fucking not. I'm telling you, it's not. The reason why I say it, because I work every day on the front lines in retail. I see it all the time. Everybody has seen it in the past. When you're raising the minimum wage, especially during a time when you got a pandemic going on, you got 1 minute a state open up, the next minute a state closing down. You got restrictions here, restrictions there. Guess what's going to happen? I tell you what's going to happen. You're going to have gas prices going to go to hell up. You're going to have regular prices going to hell up. People that's making $15 in minimum of $15 an hour ain't going to enjoy the fruits of that when you got milk going up near $10. Yeah, exactly. And the cost of living as well. Think about that. Think about if you in a rental area right now in Georgia, the average rent in South Georgia is probably like $1,200, roughly, give or take, $1,200. So imagine going to $15 an hour for a minimum of the federal minimum that they're trying to pass. That means rent's going to go up to an average of $3,000 just for a regular rinky-dink house. We're not talking about getting a mortgage plan. I mean a regular house. That means the houses that you would go and normally get for $100,000, like a first-time buyer, it's going to be up to damn near $250,000 for a first-time buyer, because the price has gone up, the cost of living, and people not understanding that. Everybody's looking at it as, oh, well, we need this. It's going to help us. No, it's not. It's going to hurt us. I'm telling you now. I've seen it before. We've seen it in the past. Once you start kicking prices up, even in other bigger cities, when you start kicking minimum wage up, shit starts going up. I feel like the federal minimum wage should be decided and should be voted on based upon the area you live and what type of economy you got over there. If you got a slow economy like in South Georgia, all right, you might can go up a little bit. You might can go to $10 or $11 an hour. No big deal. But if you live like in Jacksonville, okay, I understand that. You might need to go up to $15 an hour. Jacksonville's got fucking 1.2 million people over there. But this right here makes no sense. I'm sorry, it just don't. This is going to be more of a heartache than anything else. Now, the legislation is expected to allocate $160 billion for the vaccine distribution boost, expanded unemployment benefits to $400 a week through September, and include a third stimulus check worth $1,400. It will add to the nation's already ballooning effect, where we'll hit a record of $3.1 trillion in the fiscal year of 2020, not including the $900 billion relief package passed in December. Now let's talk about all these extra things they're trying to pack, they're trying to give out too. Then they're talking about, after getting $400 a month, okay, for unemployment, they also talking about they want to take and give people an extra 350. I think it's kids under age 6, you get 250 a month. If your kid is 6 through 17, you get 350 extra a month per the amount of kids you got. So you're talking about you giving me that amount every month. Then you're talking about giving a set amount of a constant, I think they were talking about roughly a constant amount of $1,000 or $1,200 a month. So basically you're paying people not to damn work. Who's going to work with all that money coming in? And then what's going to happen is shit's going to be so high, taxes going to be so, it's stupid. It's hurting the job market. It's not helping the economy. I mean, think about people sitting on their ass for 4 years getting free money from the government. And then you want to also introduce Obamacare again. We all knew how Obamacare was. If you didn't pick an Obamacare, you had to pay a fucking fee. I know this personally because I used to be in the car business before I got back in retail in Walmart. I remember working in the car business and I had to make a choice. Obamacare, or I had to do my private insurance. I did private insurance. And this is when me and my wife were just dating. We weren't even married yet. And she came to me like, hey, babe, you got this thing in the mail. You got a penalty thing. Penalty thing for what? You got a penalty thing for not having a insurance. I was like, for not having insurance, I got insurance. I go and I call up and find out what's going on. They tell me, hey, man, the reason why you got a penalty is because you didn't pick Obamacare insurance, and the insurance you didn't pick it by the deadline at your job. A deadline? What the fuck you mean a deadline? Set a deadline by your job. So we're penalizing you $200. So we got penalized $200 on insurance. And that's what me and my wife said right then. She said, that is the stupidest shit I ever heard. And then I was like, well, let me look and see what Obamacare got to offer. I got to stay in a certain network. I can't pick the doctor I want. I have to pick strictly their doctor in their network. If I don't go with their doctor in their network, it ain't going to cover my issue. And even if I went to the elite plan they had that was cheaper than my insurance, it still didn't cover all the ailments and stuff I'm supposed to be covered under. You know, certain cancers, certain this, certain that. So I was like, man, I better off with my own fucking thing. Exactly. I know what you're talking about. I understand. That's what I said. So it's about to be ridiculous. It's going to be about the same with Obamacare. Let me go into these comments here. I know people coming in to the stream. Let me read some of these. First one here. My man, EU. We see Biden with good eyes in my country. He is engaged in our environment problem. See, that's the thing. He's trying to be an environmental world hero, but he fucking up the U.S. Next one. The liberals want to drive the companies out of business to drive property values down. And then they will come and buy everything up in the cheap to drive out the POCs. Gentrification is a liberal staple. Well, yeah, we already know that's what they want to do. We already know they want to do gentrification and everything else. I mean, gentrification we already know it's been like that for the longest of time. The problem with what the liberals are also doing is they like to stay in power. So with all this fluff that they got in this bill, especially for immigration. They want to make immigrants feel like that they are obligated to be loyal to them. Think about this now. You an immigrant. You in a badass area. You want to get out. You and your children want to get out. You done save money in Mexico money. You done spent like 10 grand to a coyote to get you to the border. You get to the border and you slip in the US. Yeah, you get caught by ICE, but you get granted automatically immunity where you can come in my country and stay for 100 days. Guess what you can do for 100 days for immunity? I'm finna make this real quick for y'all. Give me 1 second. 100 days now for immunity. For immunity for 100 days, you can do a lot. And I'm finna break it down to you and tell you what you can do. You can go out here. You can get married. You can really get married to an American in 100 days. All you got to do is put that smoothness on some American people, not all, that'll fall for it. And next thing you know, they want to help because we a country, we love to help. You done got married. So now you get to stay into the country trying to fight for your green card past 100 days. You can go have a baby. You go have a baby out here in the U.S. When the Biden administration, what they're trying to promote, you get to stay with your baby. So now they can't ship you off because you done got a baby in here. You done had it in the U.S. You know what I mean? Or you get on at a job and you competing for like the grimiest jobs that nobody is thinking about competing for at the current time because, the U.S. economy looking pretty good. They're going to rock with that. They're like, all right, yeah, I'll take that. And so now here you got all these influx of immigration in here illegally on your dime, all in this country. And then you go and tell them, hey, you can stay longer because midterms coming up next year. Why don't you go on and register to vote where you at? Because you're in the sanctuary city anyway. Go on, get your vote card on. That's where I get pissed off. How can you be able to vote in my country and you're not a part of it? You ain't went through no paperwork. You ain't paid nothing. You've been sitting here chilling. I'm paying for you to chill in here. And now you want to vote on my politics? That's like me going to fucking Mexico, talk about I'm going to vote for the next president. They going to look at me like, nah, player. It's not how that works in Mexico, baby. You got to pay some money over here. You got to pay some money to be part of Mexico, baby. You got to put in that work. Same way in Canada, everybody else. That's what I never could understand. How we as America is the only fucking country where we'll let people come in our country and just chill. They don't have to pay nothing. They can just chill like it's like like a villain. But yet still, when we go to other countries, they don't play that shit. I promise you, Germany is not going to let you vote on their next election cycle if you ain't part of a citizen of their country. I promise you, they're not. The UK either. But this is what we got going on in Biden's America, guys. This is Biden's America. This is what we facing. I'm just telling you the facts. You ain't got to like it. But it's right there in black and white. We are not first. Let's keep that in mind. We are not first. Speaking of the border, let's talk about what's going on at the border. Right now, they're having drama right at the border. Agents nabbed 253 illegal aliens within an hour on the southern border. Ain't that fucking crazy? 253 illegal aliens. What's going on, Joe? Trump ain't even been out of office 2 weeks, and we got 253 illegal aliens trying to get out, trying to get over here. I just want to know what's going on, man. He told us he had everything under control. He told them not to cross the border right now. Well, I guess they didn't get the memo. Custom agents and Border Patrol protection agents apprehended two large groups of illegal immigrants, totaling 253 people at a location near the southern border last night. This is last night, guys. A group of the agents were screening 166 illegal immigrants south of Mission, Texas, when another group of 87 turned themselves into the agents, CBP said. According to the press release, the groups mainly consisted of unaccompanied minors and family units and came from the human smugglers. Yeah, it's been a problem. Yeah, it's been a problem for over 2 years, but now it's getting mad worse. 250, y'all, 3 people trying to get into the country last night. Now, well, last week we had 1,000 trying to get up in here. Exactly. Nobody talks about that, Donna. They don't talk about them cages. They swear that it was the Trump administration. Trump didn't build them cages. Obama did. Obama was locking the mugs up. He just hurried up and put it on us, put it on the conservatives, because he was out the White House then. Oh, yeah, it's them. They doing it. Oh, shit. Even with the spread of the COVID-19 virus, human smugglers continue to try these brazen attempts with zero regard for the life they endangered, nor to the health of the citizens of the great nation, the release read. Well, here's the thing about smugglers. They're not going to care because these people are paying 10,000 to 20,000 US dollars to get their loved ones over here. And a lot of them are underage children. I'm not bullshitting you. You can research the shit. It talks about it. They even got documentaries on it. These Mexican families save their money like crazy. Because in their mind, if I can get my child over there to the US with this coyote and they link up with another Mexican national that's in that network that's involved in that smuggling, they'll have a better life. But what happens is a lot of these young kids get into human trafficking and they get abused, they get fucked over, and next thing you know, they out here looking stupid. Mom and them is out of $10,000 and $20,000 trying to locate their child, and these coyotes telling them, oh yeah, they in the US, they'll give you a call when they can. Telling you, man. I mean, I hear it all the time. Let's get back to these comments here. My man said, out here in California, Chinese nationals purchased hotels and converted them to birthing suites. Chinese women come to have kids and then use the kids for citizenship. Oh yeah, I believe, bro. I believe it. And that's the same thing they're going to be doing in Texas and these and any other sanctuary city with Spanish, with Mexican immigrants. They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna have them hooked up, because that's gonna be the goal, man. That's gonna be the goal. Thank you, man. Oh yeah, thank you, bro. That's all I do on this broadcast, man. That's why my coworker joined, because they know I tell the truth. Look at the Brunswick. That happens here. Yeah, exactly. We know in Brunswick, shit, I'm not going to name drop a hotel that I work for, but I work for a hotel that divvied in the business of immigration. When I talk about legal immigrants, they divvied in it, okay? They was with they had so many legal immigrants so much. Like I said, I'm not going to name drop the hotel, that these fools is getting fined every year. Baby, you know what hotel I'm talking about, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, every year, them fools getting fined. They wasn't giving a shit, because they was getting money from these immigrants. They could pay them any money they want under the table and didn't have to turn that shit in. But when President Trump came in, that shit stopped. All of a sudden, they were not getting the immigrants that they used to. They had to go and pay people money. That's why they had a high turnover rate when it came to employees, because they had to pull from the pool of employees and they had to actually pay the money to do the work, American people. Now, granted, some of the jobs that in that hotel that they had to do in housekeeping sucked, but they had no other choice. But now, since Biden's back at the helm, oh, I know they back on their damn immigrant shit. I wouldn't be surprised they immigrant down right now. I know they immigrant down. They probably doing the moonwalk with so much immigration coming through that building. It's crazy. Let's see what else. The U.S. Border Patrol agents of the Rio Grande Valley sector will continue to safeguard the nation and community against the criminal elements. The arrest came as thousands of immigrants reportedly approached the border at the Biden administration work towards policies that will liberalize the nation's immigration system. Among those policies, Biden has committed to creating a pathway to citizenship, something many describe as amnesty for people here illegally. His goal now in that plan, this is what was a part of that package I was telling you about. Biden wants to have 11 million immigrants in the U.S. 11 million. Keep that in mind, y'all. 11 million. Why do you want 11 million fresh ass faces in the U.S. for? You know why. We ain't got to go no further. That way, when it gets time for voting again, you can make sure your party gets voted in. And I wouldn't be surprised that's the number that they go for every year. I mean, this is just real facts here I'm talking. Now, the CBP has seen a steady increase in border encounters since April of 2020, which aggravated by COVID-19 restrictions and social distancing guidelines, and have caused some facilities to reach maximum safe holding capacities, according to the CBP Public Affairs Office, Rod Kais. All right, guys, we got like 4 people. We got about 5 people already in the on the TikTok side. On my TikTokers, let's try to share this thing, man. Let's zoom it up. Let's try to get to 10. We almost there. Let's try to get to 10 people into the conversation. The more people we can have, the more we can get the algorithm where we can make it go viral. Caught the border family called here in the U.S. They spent whatever they asked for to get them back. Yeah, that's true. And what they're going to do is, like I said before, the whole goal is to try to get them amnesty, because they want to make sure that they can get them to hurry up and be a citizen so they can get them a way to vote. And they're gonna coach them to do democratic voting. Then you might have a few that go and go conservative, talking to a few or get into a certain sector and start excelling and trying to follow the American dream. But the thing that I'm worried about the most is the crime rate that we got to look at too. Because you know good and damn well Mexico's going to send us their worst too. They're not just going to send us just their best. We already seen it before, but it's going to happen again. And this is when it's going to get crazy. I'm not trying to be racial. I'm just being fucking real. When you got an influx of people from a certain location, you're going to have an influx of crime somewhere, somehow. And this is where I say this is the stupidest shit I ever heard. Now, CBP said that 3 factors led to the decision to release illegal immigrant families: an increase of migrant traffic, specifically families from Central America, and unaccompanied children. Mexico refusal to accept additional families with children under age 12 in areas where migrant camps grow increasingly large, overwhelming the shelters and services, in COVID-19, which has severely reduced Border Patrol detention and transportation capacity. Oh my God, I tell you. It's crazy. So what happens is they release them back to Mexico, and if Mexico ain't got no room for them, they're going to come back through here again. So you know what's going to happen. Next time, they'll probably just let them in the country. Oh, I will, man. Oh, thank you, brother. I will keep up the good work. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being a part of the broadcast. So this is what we're facing, people. This is what we're facing. This is the America we facing. They don't tell you this. They're never going to tell you this. But this is what we're facing. All right, let's see what else we got on the news here. The news forecast to talk about and discuss, breaking everything down. Let's see here. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is this gun control bill. Before I talk about this stupid ass Gavin bang his wife Newsom over here in California. It's the truth. My wife looked at me crazy when I said that. He do. He banged his best friend's wife. Everybody know that. Oh man. The way my wife look at me sometimes is fucking nuts. All right, y'all. Let's talk about this one right here, this gun control bill. So I talked about this the other day about there's a bill that the radical left is trying to pass. It is the stupidest bill you will ever hear about in your life. Now, if you're a gun owner like I am, you're going to be very pissed off to hear about this bill. It is called HR 127. Now, you're probably sitting up here like, what the fuck does that mean? HR 127 was introduced by a lady named Sheila Jackson. Okay? Now, I call Sheila Jackson Lee Mammy Lee. And the reason why I call her Mammy, because where I'm from, when you got a black person that's on the liberal plantation, that's what we call them. We call them Mammy. So old Mammy got this bright idea that for you to have a gun, you got to have insurance on this gun, okay? And it's got to be equal to no less than $800 a year or more of insurance coverage. Oh, it gets better now. I'm not finished. Then she says that you got to let the government know on a nationwide registry. Yeah, no, it's worse than that. It's gonna be worse than that. Dana, I'm about to tell you what else she said. She also said you got to let them know on a nationwide registry where the gun is going to be located in your home or whatever facility or property that you own. And you got to give them the serial number. Then you got to take a psychological examination to own the gun. And then after you pass that, what else do they say you got to do? You also got to take a 24-hour shooting class. That's right, 24-hour shooting class, because they want to make sure you know how to shoot the gun. Stupidest shit I ever heard. And oh yeah, you can't have a 50 BMG. And I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go after AR-15s next, trying to ban that. But that's what she wants to pass. That shit is worse than having a gun in New York. That's like New York gun laws. Do you know how long it would be before you could actually get all that and have it registered, get a permit and everything else? You got up to 3 months to prove all that. That's just for that first phase. And then the psychological part, then you got to go up here, you got to tell them where the gun's located, get a class for the gun. It will take you literally a fucking year to legally possess your gun. Nobody's not doing that shit. Nobody's not trying to hear that shit. A year? That's stupid. This is what I'm telling you guys that I talked about in my previous broadcast. They were preparing to take away the Second Amendment, or if they couldn't take it away, they were going to make it very difficult for us to embrace the Second Amendment. This is the stupidest fucking bill I ever heard. And what is scary is this bill may get passed. I'm just being real with you. This bill may get passed. Only thing I want to know is how you are from Texas and come with a bill like that. You are from a state that promotes the Second Amendment. Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Those are 8 states that promotes the Second Amendment. Exactly. She ain't I don't think she from fucking Texas. She's from Texas. Born and raised from Texas. I told you her name Mammy Lee. So I call her Mammy Lee Jackson. I don't call her by a real name. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard, bro. Who in the hell told you that this is the right? Talking about Miss Jackson Lee. No, your name is Mamie Lee. Mamie Jackson Lee. Show name. Stupidest shit I ever heard, bro. Nobody not going for that. I'm not. Man, come on. You're making it so that if somebody comes in my home while I'm away, my wife can't protect herself because I got to register my guns, and then I don't even feel comfortable doing that because that's telling us as American citizens the government can come in and take our guns at any moment. Because why you need a national database of how many guns I got? That lets me know if you find out I got a collection of 150 or 200 guns, you just come in here and take them. I think so too. She go to Brantley County, she'll find out real quick. Brantley County, South Georgia, ain't nothing but guns out here. Good. Hazelhurst, man, I'm telling you towns right now. You got Jeff Davis County, Brantley County, Wayne County, what's Bexley? Appling County. Shit. And it ain't nothing but gun city, bro. Ain't nothing but gun country. All we do is shoot guns out in the country. And shit, you started learning how to shoot guns when you damn near 9 or 10 years old. Nobody, and I guarantee you half of them ain't got no serial number case. Shit, man, get out of here. And then this is what it makes it worse. They said that if you go up here and you don't comply, if they do pass the bill, you're looking at 1 to 40 years in prison. 1 to 40 years in prison and fines. Man, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody, man. If they pass that bill, it ain't gonna be good. They better sit down and think. All I can tell them. Because American people ain't trying to hear that. I'm sorry. I understand there's gun issues here and there, but I keep trying to tell people, it's not the guns, it's the people behind the guns. If you want to stop all this violence with guns going on in America, keep the fathers in the home. That's the problem right now. The radical left don't want to talk about that part. Keep the fathers in the home. They want women to be out here raising kids by themselves and have no male structure to help them. Or they feel like it's cute to have 2 women in the home, one trying to play a male role and one as a woman keeping it safe. Now, I ain't knocking that. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. That's your lifestyle. But if you're trying to raise children and you're trying to raise them the proper way, you need a male somewhere around. It's facts. Ain't about just Christianity. It's facts. I promise you. If you look at a child that comes from a 2-parent home versus a child coming from a single-parent home, I promise you that child coming from that single-parent home has a higher chance of going to jail, doing something illegal, getting out of having a child out of wedlock, doing this, doing that, and the third. Then the list goes on, but nobody talks about that. Nobody wants to discuss that. Everybody want to discuss is, oh, well, you know, she a single mom. She did it by herself. That's amazing. No, it's not amazing. It's not amazing trying to encourage a single parenthood. It's not. And it's not amazing trying to encourage fucking abortions every 5 seconds, especially in poor neighborhoods. Not only just poor black people, we talking about poor white folks and other poor people too, of all nationalities. That's why we got so much bullshit going on in the US right now. Everybody embracing the fact that it's cool to go out here, do this, don't have no responsibility. I was talking about this about a couple of months back. There is a a movie that was coming out on HBO where they took an abortion like it was a trip to, like getting an abortion was a road trip. They ain't even show no emotion about the girl getting an abortion or nothing. It's like another day going for a joyride. But nobody talks about this. And it's like nobody don't want to talk about it. And when we as conservatives talk about it, we're racist. We're assholes. We're this, we're that. No, we're fucking real life people. We're people that have already done realized that we have children to raise. We have children to raise. And they need us as parents, especially us as men, to tell the truth. And I'm just being real about it. And another thing I'm sick of, and wrapping this up, I mean, call me preaching, but I just got to say like I got to say it, is I'm tired of seeing these beta ass dudes that's coming on the scene now because of all this pandering to this radical left. Quit being a pansy. Be a man. It's okay to be masculine. I promise you. The woman that's screaming down the hall telling you being masculine is bad and is this and is that. I promise you, in the back of her mind, she is praying to God that she can find a masculine man. And that's just facts. I have not met a woman yet that runs around here that says, I want a non-masculine man this week. And the ones that do act like that, believe me, they got more issues than Time and all these other magazines combined. One thing about me and two things for sure, I'm not scared about being a masculine man. I'm too fucking old to be a beta. Sorry. Them days is over, being over. Ain't even in my DNA. I don't know what beta is. Different generations worked out. Generations played out. Exactly. That way I'm from too, Dana. You from that generation, you and my wife, me, you, my wife, we about the same age bracket. Us 70s and 80s kids, and some 60 kids too, 60, 70, and 80 kids, we played outside. We didn't do this shit. We played outside. We got dirty. Okay? We got our ass cut when we fucked up. Our mother didn't fucking go out here, or father go out here and made excuses for us every time we fucked up. They made us put our hand out there and say, we fucked up. I fucked up. I got to take this like a man or a woman. Young girls was taught to be submissive to their mate. Young men was taught to be a man. This new generation behind us now, these late 90 kids and all these other genres, they don't know that. They don't want to know that. I mean, look how emotional their asses are. You don't believe me? Look at the news. Little 17-year-old boy got so mad with his daddy 2 weeks ago that he shot his whole family up. All because his dad told him that he needed to take his ass to the house at a decent time or call and inform him if he was not going to come in. 17 years old now. 17. Didn't like his dad rules. He was already a little rapper. Could have told his daddy, all right, Dad, I don't think this is going to work out. I'm going to move in with my friend. Okay. You know, you 17. I mean, y'all got a good relationship. He letting you stay out real late and shit like that. No, you didn't want to hear that. You like, oh, you talking to me? I got to tell you when I got to come in? Oh, okay. I just shoot you up. That's stupid. Another example. Another young kid shot his own cousin over something stupid because kids now don't have no male fathers in the home because a lot of these so-called liberals have made it where they done taught some of these single mamas that if they get with a man that's got some fucking balls and about shit, don't let him tell your son what to do. You was there before he was around. So you go and you make sure to make him understand that that's your child. Okay. And that's when you wake up one morning and your child calling you from a jail cell telling you that he's facing 20 to 50 years. How that sound for you? Then you wish you would, then you're crying talking about, I wish I had a man. Well, should have thought about that shit. Just being real about it. Got to understand something, y'all. Got to have a nuclear family. Got to have a nuclear family. If you want your children to be successful, you got to have a nuclear family. And if you're thinking about creating a family, or you're thinking about trying to get to that point in your life and you're young and you follow me, follow my advice, something that I should have done from the beginning. Get you a wife that you can deal with and build with and make a baby with her. Don't go and try to find you a thought on Instagram. Don't go out here trying to find you a TikTok booty shaker. Don't none of that shit. Find you somebody with some sense that you can actually relate to. Work it out together and get married and start having children with that one person. I promise you, your life will be a whole lot fucking smoother. That's all I got for y'all guys tonight. If y'all like what I'm saying, you like my content, go ahead on and follow your boy Joel Davis Media Network. Joel Davis Media Network on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell up top. Share my content. The more y'all share my content, the more it will blow up. So that way we can continue to grind and grow. Also, if you like to donate, you know, I know everybody say, oh man, do you have to hit me with the donation challenge? Well, that's just a courtesy thing. If you want to do the $5 challenge, I got it right over here with my Cash App. Which is $$ Joshua Joel Davis. Also, hit me up on Venmo, Joshua-Davis-459, or my PayPal, jdavis198@mail.snu.edu. Also, you can join your boy as well on my Patreon. That's right, Joe's latest conservative news and views. You can stop by there anytime, donate to the cause. You know what I'm saying? Join. I'm always gotten some stuff going on there too. I'm also on Telegram, conservative news and views. All you got to do is follow the icon with We the People on the display. Thank y'all very much for your time. I love y'all guys. Take care of yourself and each other. I am out.